We're live.
You just let me know when we're live. Oh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cowboys DLLS podcast, which I am currently tweeting out the link to because I forgot to a few minutes ago. Mike McCarthy's a dead man walking. Jerry Jones is talking about Derrick Henry unprompted. Would he be doing that here? And how you feeling about San Francisco considering they're all hurt? All those things and more on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, which starts meow. All right, good timing to start the show. Hey, guys, I sent out the tweet. Hey. You guys could not pay attention to me and retweet the tweet.
Shout out to the Super Chat. KG in the Super Chat. $19.99 off the top rope. We love that, baby. I love that, baby. How are we doing today, fellas? Remember, if you... No, we're not saying.
Are you
What?
good?
If you want to win, you got to put Pop in.
Put chill in. Put chill in.
Did you start hosting the show?
No, I just want to get that off the top right quick, like Jimmy Superfly Snooker.
I appreciate the energy that you brought because I am very receptive to energies, and so that will bring me up.
And yours wasn't really good.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It sure wasn't.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe. We need that from you. It's for the algorithm. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Hey, Dr. D-Face. It's more people here than Jeff. Okay.
Dr. D. Well, he's
What
probably
did
on my
D-Face
channel.
do?
If you're watching on my channel, I think we're on my channel today as well.
But is he watching?
Make sure that
Is he watching?
Well, I start off as the only one on screen.
Nah.
He might only see me.
Nah.
Make sure you're also
Host.
subscribed to
D-Face.
youtube.com/@DLLS_sports. Katya, can we actually just put that link in the chat so that people can see it and make sure that they're subscribed?
Oh. This.
They can't see it.
Lay
Oh, they
down.
can kind of see it.
They
Yeah.
can definitely see it.
Oh my God.
Lay down. Down, man.
Well, we got all sorts of stuff that we got
It's
to
a
get
wild
to
show
today.
today, baby.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna start, and I'm gonna start the show with a disclaimer for Jesse and for anybody in the chat who's gonna yell at us.
Oh my God.
If Joe Buck and Troy Aikman can bring it up
Yes.
during the game, and if Jerry's gonna bring it up unprompted during his interviews, I can bring up Derrick Henry on the show.
Exactly.
I can do it.
Yeah.
You should do it.
We
You're
can
the-
talk about Derrick.
You
You
should
the
do it.
host.
I am the host.
He is.
I'm the host with the most. Hey,
That was good.
That was perfect.
I
good.
forgot.
Perfect.
that we need
I
to
know.
We haven't done
It's all
intro.
good.
introduce people.
It's all good.
We're going to talk about Derrick Henry and the Cowboys' lack of interest that Jerry talked about this morning. And should they have done it? And what would it look like? That's former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley, who does not want to do this segment.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Even if the tree does not know how to dance, the wind will teach it.
Facts. Boy, that's some let it happen stuff.
Come on now. Come on. now.
Next to him is definitely not Pop Pop, more like Unk to us, and a top 2 Cowboys beat writer of all time, Clarence Hill.
If you want to win, put pop. Chill.
Give me Calvin.
Listen. Wow.
No.
Really? No. You.
I was thinking Joe, but
you like lesser stuff, huh?
oh,
You like Audi.
Oh, Calvin.
You like Audi,
Do
huh?
you still have to put the quarter?
You
in
like
the
to
car?
shop
You do
at-
have to still put the
Hey,
quarter in.
what's
You
wrong
like
with all
you
that?
like the Cowboys. You like to shop at
All
bargain
this quality
basement
is
rack.
fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
what you like.
Shout out to Aldi's. I do shop at Aldi's.
You like to
Aldi's.
shop
I
at the
gotta-
bargain basement rack like the Cowboys. And
So
well, that's why you want Cowboys.
that's why I'm gonna be a billionaire like Jerry.
It's my dog. It doesn't matter. He's a competition. Competition. We don't blow up the competition.
No, we
I'm
don't.
here.
I've always said Calvin Watkins is terrible at his job.
Articles.
It's my dog.
Yes.
He knows. Next to Clarence is our X's and O's queen. Say hello to Aisha
What's
Morrison.
up? We know.
Jerry didn't apologize, if you're wondering.
not.
Jerry came on to his radio show today and started with basically, and I know you guys are appreciative and grateful that I come on your show. You're welcome.
Right.
That's what he went with.
And then it ended with, I love the way you guys do your show, and it's okay to have emotion. I'm not afraid to show emotion.
Yeah. I'm like, what about the next 2 times you talked to the media and said that we're stupid idiots that are bad at our jobs?
Yeah, what about you threatening our jobs? And what about you discrediting our credit or not giving us any credibility about what we do and how we do it?
Kevin Gray needs to chill.
What did Kevin do?
He's in the chat. He said, let's go cook that fraudulent GM, Jerry Jones. That was last week. I'm over it. We're calm today. We're just having conversations today. We're just talking Cowboys.
No, read the next one too. Read the next one. Yeah, read
Jesse
the next
just called Chill a great value Cowboys
He
beat
did.
writer.
No, he
Well,
did.
if you want great value, sign up to be a diehard at
There you go.
alldlls.com. Greatest offer of all time.
Hey. Hey, that was some professional. That's how you roll. Hey, that was some
Oh, my
professional
God.
stuff right there. That was tip drill interception. Take it back to the house right there.
That's how
that was
you
some
host.
good stuff right there.
All right. Jesse, you ready for a good Derrick Henry talk?
No,
Okay. Clarence?
I'm not.
I am.
I'm telling
I
y'all.
am.
Listen,
Listen, there's nothing wrong with beating the dead horse.
I am telling y'all right now.
We're going to beat the dead horse.
I'm
Listen
telling
out.
y'all
Be
right
out.
now. I'm opposite of everything they say, and we're fighting. Like I'm going to push
Why?
back on everything.
Why?
Let's go.
Oh
You don't have to
God.
agree with it.
I can push back now,
Jesse's prepared to fight.
or else,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
what,
What?
Or
You don't have
what?
to, and listen,
or what,
we got
or what,
Baskin Robbins got 31 flavors,
or
right?
what.
There's so much threatening.
I got 99 problems.
You got 9, and Jesse Hollis' opinion ain't one.
Sometimes
all right.
it is.
All right, y'all.
Or what? Expeditiously.
All right, y'all.
Can I just tell you something totally unrelated? And if you want me to cook the fraudulent GM, I guess this kind of is. My only thing about Derrick Henry, and we can talk about the great year he's having in Baltimore and why, and what would it look like if he were in Dallas, and obviously they should have been interested, blah, 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 blah. The one thing I want to say is, and I thought about it last night and then tweeted it multiple times because that's what I do. I just hammer down when I have a thought. And my thought was, watching all of the NFL football this year, do you know how hard it is to be bad at running back in the NFL? It's not easy. Like, you have to do it on purpose. It's hard to be bad at running back in the NFL. The Cowboys found the only way possible to be bad at running back in the NFL. Like, if they had 3 random people age 24 that were back there, and one was a 3rd-round pick, one was a 6th-round pick, and one was an undrafted free agent, and they were 23, 24, 25 years old, they'd find a good running back. They found the only way to not have a good running back, which was to sign multiple guys 3 years into a decline and pretend that that would work. It's hard to be bad at running back. But anyway, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. I mean, it's the elephant in the room. It will be the elephant over this Cowboys season. When you're 32nd in rushing, 32nd in yards per attempt, you're horrible in the red zone. You have a running back who lives in Dallas, who wants to be in Dallas, who basically begged you to call him, and you don't call him at all. You don't even say, you know what the little boy told the little girl? You never know till you try. You don't even try.
I don't know what that means.
I don't like
It
that
sounded real creepy.
terminology.
You never try. You don't even try.
Oh my God.
You never know. You don't even try. You don't even give the Cowboys a try. Hey, we're the Cowboys organization. Why don't you come and see if you'll come here for a discount? You don't even pick up the phone and call Derrick Henry. It's just an awful decision that continues to be compounded by the fact that Derrick Henry's playing so well and you're playing so bad. And the idea that he don't fit the scheme or the salary cap, it doesn't hold a hill of beans. It doesn't hold up under the light when you say the Rico fits your scheme. Rico's better at your scheme than Derrick Henry?
No, of course not.
You know, the idea that
I like how multiple people are just waiting for Jesse.
The idea that he wouldn't be better than what you have, you cannot even acknowledge he wouldn't be better than what you have, what you're playing with. There's a reason why there's starters and backups. There's a reason why he's a future Hall of Fame back and Rico's going to be a journeyman back before his career ends.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jesse, do you want to go or do you want to? Okay.
Oh.
I would say I absolutely agree with you that obviously Derrick Henry would be better than anyone that the Cowboys have. But I also want to be real clear. Derrick Henry would not be averaging 6.5 yards a carry, have 800 whatever yards here. And it's not just that the Cowboys' offensive line is iffy at best. I think it's even more so. Like when Derrick Henry signed with Baltimore, I went, oh, that is a genius way to not fall off. And also Derrick Henry's a freak about how he keeps himself ready.
Yes.
But
That's why you get McCall.
standing next to Lamar Jackson is the best idea any running back could ever have for their yards per carry and their opportunity to get running. Because the thing about Derrick Henry, and you even saw it last night, for a while they were like, why isn't Derrick Henry playing? And I was like, well, because they had an offensive penalty and they played Justice Hill as soon as it's a non-running situation. And Joe Buck and Trautman, you should know that. But like Derrick Henry does need, you got to give me 3 steps to get going or I am dead. More so than most people in football, maybe anybody in football. And I do think that would have been a problem in Dallas. But on the plays where you give him a chance, my God. And there's no better way to get a chance than to have people worried about if number 8 standing next to you is going to keep the ball. Like Derrick Henry's where he's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't supposed to be here, but he would be better than
No, it's best for his career. There's no
Yeah.
question. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I agree that the RPO, and even when we looked at the Ravens, when the Cowboys played the Ravens, a lot of their offense, specifically the run game, is predicated off of Lamar Jackson causing havoc and people being worried about him. I do think, though, with Derrick Henry, when you talk about him needing a couple steps, he's still almost every game hitting at least one or two big hitters, like big
Yes.
bulk
Oh, yeah.
plays.
give him a chance, and he's
So it's
impossible.
one of those. So it's one of those things where it's like I agree with you on the fact that he's benefiting from the scheme and the quarterback, but I also do think that if you just need to get him a couple steps, and that's like maybe 3 or 4 times a game, that still is more than what is his broken tackle rate right now? Like you don't because
Gotta get
even
through the
even
roof.
I mean even with the steps like I mean, a guy that you about to play this week, he has Jordan Mason leads the league right now. But I just think I'm still on the fence on whether I would take that. Even so, then you not having really any explosive plays from your running back.
You would
position.
definitely have multiple plays of more than 13 yards
And that's
running
just-
the ball, and you might have a better chance throwing the ball because teams
Have to
respect.
worry
And
about
I
that.
also want to
It
say
helps your
too,
quarterback.
I also want to say too, even from last year, because Jesse, I'm leaning more towards you, but I'm just
He hadn't even said
trying to
anything.
be.
He said
I'm trying to
nothing.
be.
He said
He
nothing.
said enough already.
He didn't say anything.
We've heard it offline.
He didn't say nothing.
And
But
that said nothing.
There's some gray area too because last year I don't think your run game was particularly good, but teams, especially midseason, did respect a Tony Pollard to some extent. Like I mean, you are literally constantly running against light boxes now. That wasn't always the case with Tony Pollard, even though he wasn't 100%. There still was. This is Tony Pollard, and people respected what he did. So I don't know. Maybe you would get some favor on the defensive side of the ball a little bit too.
The threat of the big play.
That's all I
mean,
got.
The threat of the big play.
That's
you know,
all I got.
you can say what you want. Everybody don't just break off 80-yard runs. And the yards after contact, the 80-yard runs, the big plays. That's what this offense is missing. Whether obviously you're not going to get it every game, but the threat of the big play is something that you need. This offense badly needs, and you're not getting it at all. Scheme or not scheme, that scheme had nothing to do with that 80-yard run. That was Derrick Henry on that 80-yard run.
That was a player actually playing out of position. The defensive end should have probably been upfield, and it wouldn't have been an 80-yard run. But I'm just
But I mean, okay, but
Just
that's what
call us-
happens. You make people pay for their mistakes. The Cowboys have no one to make people pay for their mistakes.
yeah,
That's
'cause
good.
they're all sitting in the backfield waiting for the running back.
Okay.
No one has to make a mistake on the
Yeah.
Cowboys. They're all just waiting for him to get the football. But
James is in the super chat. Can you explain how you would help the Cowboys with this bad O-line and bad scheme? Also, why do running backs all of a sudden matter? That's the thing I got to push back against. Running backs didn't get way more important. They're findable. The Cowboys are the only team in football that intentionally signed guys who can't play. That was a bad idea. Their plan at running back was a journeyman backup, a guy who's been washed for multiple years, and then if that didn't work, they don't worry. They got a backup plan for that, which is a guy that's been washed for about a year.
And
They did this to themselves.
in regard to the offensive line and everything else, just we watched football for a long time.
And they give them a chance sometimes.
Most highly drafted running backs go to bad teams. And historically, they're bad teams because they don't have a good quarterback and have a good running back. they go there and make a difference. Going back to Earl Campbell and
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
whoever, or Derrick Henry.
Went to a
when he
great team. It was awful.
Was Derrick Henry in Tennessee? Did he ever have a great offense? Did he ever have a great quarterback? Did they know he was going to run the ball, and he still became a Hall of Fame running back? So the notion that he can't do that, great players make a difference. People need to stop this old narrative. He wouldn't do it here because the offensive line is bad. Great players make a difference. They've always made a difference.
How's Christian McCaffrey's Panthers teams? How did they do?
Christian McCaffrey did well.
Cool. Did that power his team?
We're talking about the production of the player, though. That's what we're talking about. He wouldn't have that production. The player wouldn't have the production. Christian McCaffrey had production in Carolina.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry would be better here than
that's all I'm
what
saying.
You have for sure.
The notion that with this offensive line he couldn't. That's BS. That's bullshit.
I don't. Yeah, I mean technically you can. Yeah, it's a fair point. I guess I'm just used to not cussing.
I'm sorry.
I like your passion.
You got me
I
upset.
told you he was cussy today.
He was cussing.
Because it's
this morning.
ridiculous. You
He's
sit
a
there and you
little fussy
watch it.
today.
You sit there and you watch it and you watch it and you watch it and you just go back and, well, don't ask me about decisions I've made in the past. Well, the decisions you made in the past is why the Cowboys are where they are right now.
He brought it up today himself. He was like, and I know this morning what you want to ask me about is Derrick Henry, and so let me tell you about Derrick Henry.
It's like my wife. He brought me up. His wife nagging him over the same thing. Yes, we're gonna nag you over the same thing until you do right.
He has distance from a couple of things, though, I noticed. One is an injury thing, which we'll get into later, and saying dumb stuff about that. And one was he was not going to say we couldn't afford Derrick Henry this time. He just said that we had a plan.
Yes.
Our plan didn't involve that.
And the plan was not putting the best team on the field, which is the other thing.
Well, yeah, and that's why coming up
why
next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, if you heard Jerry this morning, Mike McCarthy's a dead man walking, and there's nothing he could have done about it. That's next.
And if you're like me and you're tired of talking about Derrick Henry, and maybe you want to watch other games, I have the app for you. Head on over to GameTime.com, download their app, use our promo code DLLS, and get $20 off your first purchase. Here is the absolute greatest feature on the app. You want to know where you're sitting. You want to make sure that you're not sitting by certain people. You also want to make sure that you're not sitting in a bad view. You also want to make sure you know what side of the field that you're sitting on or the court you're sitting on or where you're at in this concert space. Well, when you go on Game Time, when you go on the app, when you go online, they show you exactly where you're sitting. You get to see a view of where your seats will be. So that way, if you're sitting next to somebody that you probably don't want to sit next to, all you got to do is change your seat. Head on over to GameTime.com, use our promo code DLLS, pick your seat, get $20 off your first purchase. Game time.
Let's talk about our friends at Empire Today as well. EmpireToday.com/DLLS. That's $350 off getting you some flooring done.
Because real thugs get down on the floor.
Real thugs get down on the wood, laminate, or carpet floor. And, like they got all sorts of different flooring, whatever it is you're looking for. You might be that different kind of person that's still a carpet. They'll carpet you up. They'll get you handled. I'm a wood guy. I like the wood. And with Empire Today, $350 off. Shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and easy and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. That's what you'll get from them. Their philosophy is to help you find what you need, not overwhelm you with thousands of different selections. What they leave out of the selection is just as important as what they put in. They comb through thousands of samples to make sure they have the things that you need. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, and you can receive $350 off using the promo code EmpireToday.com/DLLS. The other thing that I learned while Jerry Jones was talking today is one, he was like, boy, and you guys are so lucky to have me twice a week and Steven.
Privilege.
And Mike. And Mike on Friday.
You are privileged. Well, no, and
he didn't even know if Mike.
He said, and Mike, if he does, I'm not sure if he
does.
He has no idea if Mike McCarthy does a show, but he wanted to make sure that you knew that you were privileged to have us, and maybe him if you do, which I don't know.
And you are.
And you will be. And
because
continue to.
Because he is.
And he was and will be.
Forevermore.
But Mike McCarthy is a dead man walking.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Joe Hoyt.
Hey, guys.
Best Cowboys beat writer of all time.
I want to give credit to Chill though in that first segment.
Here we go. Here we go.
You
bro.
cooked.
Here we go.
Yeah, I agree.
Appreciate it.
Malik
Appreciate
Willis. Is Malik Willis good?
I mean,
Is Ryan Tannehill good?
Come on, stop it.
Tell him something.
Proud.
Stop it.
Where's,
Stop it. Stop
where's
it.
Jean-Jacques Taylor when you need him?
Wow.
We need wings.
You know what I'm
Wow. Wow. Where's Reggie Swinton when you need him?
saying? Who that is?
Come
You
on
could
now.
at least say LaRon Robinson. I don't know who the hell is Reggie Swinton. I don't even know who that is.
Wow, you don't know Reggie? It's homeboy. Anyway,
You don't
Sorry,
got,
Reggie.
You don't have Laurent Robinson money.
Don't do that.
Once
That's-
Romo got him that money.
that should have been my check. That still pains
Stolen.
me. That still pains me.
Reasonable facts.
exactly. Spitting.
Hit the like and subscribe while you're here, or else.
So there you go.
We need the like button. The like button's good for us. It's good for the algorithm. Make sure your friends are following the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@DLLS_sports. If we get to 10,000 subscribers, when do we have to get that done by for Jesse to eat Taco Bell?
Friday.
By Friday?
Good
Boy, we
luck.
got work to do.
How many we got to get?
We got to get like
Okay.
800 by Friday.
You better put your people on Facebook.
I'll
Let them know.
Get it on
I'm
Facebook.
telling my Facebook,
And
my
MySpace.
IG.
Tell your MySpace group.
You got to give a tutorial on Facebook though how to do it because I don't know if they know podcasts.
Yeah. Get us on TikTok us. Get people to follow us with TikTok. We got to find subscribers so that Jesse
How many of
can-
your friends have TikToks?
I mean,
Exactly.
first of all, a lot of my friends have TikTok. I mean, stop it. First of all, huh? Yes. I
ever
have a
seen him
TikTok
dancing?
account.
Chill gets down.
First of all, don't do me. Don't do me. Okay. I have friends up and down the spectrum. Okay.
I'm on the spectrum.
Yeah, you know, I got friends up and down the spectrum. I got friends
not
up
alley-oop for someone.
in my age group, below my age group. Don't. I got lots of friends of all ages. Number one. So yes, I have lots of friends on TikTok.
Fun fact: his username on TikTok is @therealunk.
Is it really?
No, he's making it up. Come on, don't
I
fall
know,
for the
I know
banana
you
in the
don't have a
tailpipe.
TikTok. I know you don't have a TikTok. You got
That's from
TikTok?
I
Beverly
have a
Hills
TikTok.
Cop. Clarence, that was from Beverly Hills Cop.
I know. One of my favorite movies. Number one, I have kids, have teenagers. Well, they were teenagers, but I've been on TikTok. You got to keep up with your kids. Number one.
Let's knock out the super chats. You chill out. Lambie. Could y'all see us something for Travis Etienne or Tank Bigsby if we beat the 49ers? I mean, Jacksonville's going to fall out of love with Etienne because
They've already have.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
Bigsby,
Bigsby's really, really good. They won't, and I wouldn't bother because you're just going to do what you're supposed to do at running back a year ago later. You don't need to give up a 6th-round pick. You're going to use a 6th-round pick. You're going to have a guy for 4 years. It's going to be fine.
They're drafting
no,
two.
no,
They're drafting one in the first round
Yeah,
tomorrow.
they're drafting
next
two.
year.
You got Ashton Jeanty and
I
then
have a
who in
real
the
problem.
sixth?
You know
Not
what?
happening.
I gotta-
I'll wait for the college Etienne. I'll wait for that one to come.
There is
And-
another
yeah,
Etienne on the way.
There is
isn't
another
there?
Etienne on the way.
The Cowboys might do that because, as I already told you, they have gone woo woo like they went number 4 overall pick.
What did they do
to
again? What they do?
woo-woo.
Okay, I was just making
They
sure.
went number 4 overall pick, then made the mistake of paying him, then cut him, which cost them money, and then they brought him back while still paying him the money that they cost themselves from cutting him, and then brought him back when he couldn't play a lick. And so now you're bad at running back because you put literally nothing into it and invested in people who you knew couldn't play because the owner's a psychopath. And so now, if that means that they now go back to the other extreme of burning their 1st-round pick on a running back, that's peak NFL stupid.
Yeah.
And it's possible.
It's possible.
Just use your 3.
Got another super
3 or
chat.
4 and a 6 or a 7. Dirk, can we discuss why prominent media members act like this team is cap strapped the next few years? They're not at all, even with expected extensions. I don't want a salary cap fight with people. The Cowboys are fine. They can sign whoever they want.
They always could.
They can sign whoever they want. When this offseason starts, they're going to convert Dak's base salary of 40-something million into a bonus. They're going to spread it over 5 years. They're going to have, at that point, $40 million to spend. Then they're going to do the same thing with CeeDee Lamb. They're going to have $60 or $70 million to spend. The idea that they can't sign whoever they want to sign is a lie. And if you want to go for it, that's your business. The Cowboys choose to do things in a way that strap themselves. That's what they do.
Like they chose to
Correct.
trade for a quarterback and pay him $5 million that everybody knew couldn't play.
And that player could have been Bucky Irving, Braylon Allen. It could have been your running
Or
back.
money
Yeah.
toward
No.
Derrick
no,
Henry. Or
no,
money toward Derrick Henry. Or money toward that $5 million
No.
could help you get Derrick Henry. No way.
Hey, Dirk, what are the go back up. What did he say about the prominent media members?
Chill's friends have grandfather clocks.
Not
on TikTok.
TikToks. That's pretty fun.
What'd he say?
They're talking about the cap.
Who are the prominent media?
I don't know which
Who are
prominent
the
media members.
Who are the prominent media members? Who are the ones that you're not talking about?
What?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I just want to know who the prominent media members are. That's all.
I don't know who.
I mean,
On
first of all,
the show I do twice a week with Broadus. Broadus talks about the cap with the
there's a lot of
Cowboys.
prominent media members talk about the cap.
And the thing is
I'm prominent.
you have to understand.
I'm prominent. Very prominent. I know you. Don't try to take my prominence.
You're not prominent.
Don't take my prominence.
Don't try to take my prominence.
As a Cowboy fan, you have to sort through the things that you hear and then understand what you're hearing and where it's coming from. So if somebody is telling you about the Cowboys cap things, it's what they're hearing from people. So like the Cowboys in their own view are cap strapped. It's not true, but in their own view, to Jerry and Stephen Jones, yes, we paid these guys this much, therefore we can't spend this much, because if we wanted to add a player, we would then have to move money again and do this and move that back, and then we may not be competitive 4 years from now. But in my world, you just extended your quarterback for all the money, and if you just extended your quarterback for all the money, your window that you're chasing a Super Bowl is now the next 3 to 4 years.
Right.
So yes, you push whatever you have to sign the players that you have to go win a Super Bowl, and they'll have the ability to do that this offseason. This particular season is very much a choice. They are doing this very much on purpose to carry $20 million into next year,
Right.
where then you hope that aggression will kick in. It's possible that it won't, and they'll continue the same line and do that.
But that's what they're thinking, to
It
your
won't kick in because they're going to run the same play. You know, we don't sign free agents because there's something wrong with them. You know, there's a reason why the other teams are getting rid of them. The frustrating thing for me, and to me should be for most Cowboy fans, is you're the richest franchise in sports. No one gives a damn about you balancing the budget.
Yeah,
no
but
one.
that's different.
You focus.
You're,
I know it's different. I know it's
okay,
different.
all right.
I know it's different. I'm just talking about
you can't say that you're the richest franchise.
You
and
are,
then say,
but you are.
And then
But-
say
But
we're
you
poor.
are. But my point is, yes,
but,
I
it's an
understand.
optics
but
thing.
that money doesn't equate to this
I
money.
agree.
It's an optics
but it's
thing,
an
I think,
optics
but-
thing. It's the
Yeah.
optics thing. It's the optics thing. Everything you do is grandiose. Everything you do is the richest franchise in sports.
Yeah,
I got
because
the
that
great-
budget is a lot bigger than the other budget.
Can I finish? I understand that. I'm just saying from an optics standpoint, okay? You have not won in 28 years, okay? You have not won in 28 years or 29 years. You're the
Since
richest
you got here.
franchise in sports, and you keep talking about the budget, the salary cap, the budget. We got to do this 3 and 4 years down the line. That's how we got into the all-in thing, because I asked Jerry, I said, Jerry, what's going to be different this year? Is it about the budget? Is it about looking years past, or is it about doing everything you can to win this year? He said, we're all in for this year. So no one cares about players that you have to sign down the line when you're trying to win this year, supposedly. And as the point he's making, when you got Dak to his contract, it should be all about maximizing your resource to win now. So we don't give a damn about the salary cap next year and the year after that, and the year after that, and the players you got to sign. What are you doing now to put a winner on the field?
Also, too, we're talking about a team that GM has told you, I'm the best that can do it, right?
Right.
It's a team that's, hey, I'm one of the best businessmen in the world. What you're doing by not doing gymnastics with the cap is you're showing a lack of savviness at the end of the day.
Right.
You're being very mid, to use a term of today's
I like that you use a cool people term, because I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Or he's washed.
Or he's washed. Yeah, no, but the point is like other teams are willing to be savvy. Other teams are willing to take risks throughout a 28-year span. You haven't been to the Super Bowl in so long. Why don't you do something a little bit over the top, right? And you're not willing to do it.
Jerks. We didn't get to the Mike McCarthy stuff, but we will, so just stay tuned. Coming up next, though, it is a Tote That Thing Tuesday.
Tote that thing.
What is one thing? I need you in the chat after you hit the like button. 128 is not enough. We need 250 before the show's over. But I need the like button, and then I need something, anything that the Cowboys have done pre-buy that you would like to have them tote into this part of the season. We'll do that next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast.
And while you're building your man cave or dancing around like Jeff, we can set you up right. Our friends at Foku can get you set perfectly. Bobbleheads, helmets, jerseys, trophies, paintings on the walls, whatever it may be that you need for your sports fandom. And if you're in the DFW, this is absolutely a sports city. Got the Rangers, got the Stars, got the Cowboys, got the Mavs. Wings and the wings.
Foco.
You can get all those things. And if you're like Aisha, you can get all of us friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Head on over to foco.com. And it's our promo code. You hear it a lot. DLLS. You get 10% off your total order. So order up right now. Get your man cave right. Get your TV area right. Get your bobblehead right. Christmas is right around the corner. Don't forget the friends and family. If you have them all across the spectrum, make sure you get something from Foco. DLLS, 10% off. Go there now.
I'm on the spectrum.
Whoa.
I can make jokes because it's true. Once you're done buying me a bobblehead for Christmas, I'd also like you to buy me some golf gear. Our friends at Roback take care of that. RHOBACK. Code is DLLS Cowboys 20. Roback activewear. I love it for the golf, the performance polos. It's hot in Texas when you're playing. And they got polos that perform better in the heat than other polos. The moisture wicking, so that polo's not going to stick to you. Has a nice little stretch to it. The everyday shorts are also perfect for the combo for a day on the move. They look clean, but use the comfort of the elastic waistband. So Roback's got you taken care of. You don't have to be a golfer. It's all sorts of outdoor and activewear, performance polos, hoodies, shorts. DLLS Cowboys 20 at roback.com. 20% off your first order. I didn't bring a ball.
I got one.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like you got the tiny ones, right? Let me see.
Yeah.
You toss me that one. Yeah, you got it. I don't want this little tiny. This tiny one's tough to handle. I'm more of a big ball guy.
I'm not doing this.
8.5 inches.
Oh, please.
More of a big ball guy.
I'm not doing this. You and Jerry.
I need y'all to grow up.
We're looking for anything that the Cowboys did pre-buy that you would like to see them tote into the rest of the season.
Tote that dang.
Guillotines in the super chat. Zip Zero. Jerry's stingy with De Niro.
Oh, Zip Zero, stingy with De Niro's. Might like it, dick, but that's about it.
By you, Chris.
But that about it. Might light your wrist, but that about it.
And so
I might wife you and buy you a nice whip.
Y'all's rapping.
But Ma, you got to really ride nice.
can you
Boss.
just pass that down to Aisha? Because I want to see.
Let her go
She
first.
forgets
Let
stuff
her
a
go
lot,
first.
and I want to see
Here we go.
if she came up with
Here we
anything.
go.
It is time, Aisha, for you to
Tote that thing.
I can't believe y'all made me go first. Wow.
Brandon
All right.
Aubrey MVP, tote those losses into the future. Team Tank. Oh,
All right. I ain't trying to start nothing.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. But Marquise Bell played a couple snaps last week. It was miscellaneous. It wasn't really for any purpose. But maybe do that.
For who?
See what happens.
For who?
I mean, the
Dono.
coach said today that it would be, if they made any changes, it would be, well, not the coach, the owner said today it would be on the defensive side of the ball because of the scheme fit.
For Donovan, just gonna say it.
I'm not pushing no agendas.
I would say for
saying,
Donovan.
Say
So
for
that I have
Donovan.
two guys who can play
Just say
deep
for
half.
Donovan.
But I can't play two deep safeties anyway because my front can't. Never mind.
You
We're
can,
supposed to tote things, right?
please, I'm trying.
I don't mean to. I'm not going to bitch.
That's
about
my
stuff.
tote that thing. Is to maybe see what you have in the
No,
younger
no, no.
safeties.
Did they win the bye week?
Tote another bye week.
That's hilarious.
Lammy is in
Alright.
the super chat. Jeff, why would you gamble on a draft pick when ETN is a for sure good player? Still get your guy in the draft, but if we lose, I would punt and trade. You don't need to trade for ETN. There's a
Is he
reason
that
they
good?
would move him is because they
Yes.
found that their random draft pick is better than him. Like,
That's my tote.
don't worry about trading for okay-ish dudes.
Especially still on. I think I'm still on the rookie deals.
We'll find dudes. Remember when Urban Meyer was like, yeah, I'm going to draft him high and make him a receiver, a position he doesn't play. Urban Meyer's stupid.
That's my tote that thing.
Thanks.
Okay.
It wasn't really a real one, I guess.
okay.
Well, you said Marquise Bell played 2 snaps and he could play some more. I would like to tote that.
She said
I tried really
her
hard.
turned that thing to replace Donovan Wilson.
I did not say that.
You did.
You did.
said
You
replace
really
Donovan
said-
Wilson
Kinda did.
You really
immediately.
did.
Joe Hoyt, it's time to
Tote that thing.
So I want to preface this by saying that you talked to a lot of the coaches, and they think DeMarvion Overshone has to improve in a lot of areas, right?
Oh no,
He's kind of wild. There's a lot of missed tackles out there, 1-3. But the thing I'm toting, and I'm calling it DeMarvion Overshone screw it speed. Just the ability to say, you know what, dude, I'm not going to be thinking too much. I'm not going to be, hey, you know, what is this offense going to do? I'm not going to be a step behind. I'm going to say screw it, and I'm going to run full speed, and I'm going to go try to make a play. And I know that this defense is built on guys doing their jobs and being in the right position, but I also think that they're slow right now on defense. And I think that they're, you know, we talk about lacking physicality or softness or effort. I think they're just slow. And so I think at the end of the day, you need a couple more guys to take on DeMar Van Overshown's screw it mentality and tote that thing.
I like how you got Clarence to come around, because at first you were saying Overshown's terrible, and then you were like, but some good stuff, and then Clarence forgot you said he was terrible.
Both sides of the
It was a
fence.
compliment sandwich.
He's not terrible.
That was a compliment.
He's not terrible.
Well, I'm saying what Joe said.
He's not
Joe said
He's
he's
not
bad.
I didn't say it.
But
Speed to the ball.
Clarence Hill, could you please
Tote that thing!
Piggybacking on what he said.
Oh crap!
Let's go. Are we in agreement today?
No, it's not really about Overshown. It's really about the use of Overshown and the use of TJ Bass. My thing is, I don't care the things that they did with Overshown, because initially they weren't starting him, and they said, let's make a change and put our best player on the field. Let's try to get better players on the field. Same thing with the TJ Bass thing, whether it's right or wrong and different.
They tried.
My point is, let's do things differently to win. Let's do things differently to try to put our best units out there, whether it's getting 18 out the field and putting Overshown on the field, whether it's benching your first round pick and going with Tyler Smith, whether it works or not. Let's do things, continue to do things, push it, be willing to change to win games. That's what I want to tote. Continue to change whatever you thought before your plan from the preseason. If it didn't work, let's make some changes, get the best players on the field to win games. That's what I want to tote.
I just realized something before
Only Jerry doesn't want to.
before we continue this. You know what? I apologize
Oh,
to you.
For what?
I'm not shaking your head. To you, to you, Kit Kat. I apologize to you.
Yeah.
I apologize to you all.
I do not accept.
That's fine. Listen, as long as I apologize, whether you accept it or not, it ain't nothing to do with me.
What you apologize for?
Because I get a little bit tense and I get a little heated at y'all about some of the things that happen in this Cowboys organization.
sometimes.
Because I think sometimes y'all back it, and it's like, but it's not y'all fault.
Back it.
It's not y'all
feels
fault.
backhanded. It feels backhanded.
It's not- It's not
back
y'all
end
fault. It's not
It's
y'all
I
not
fault.
said Clarence sometimes backs it, and Aisha tends to be optimistic.
Back it.
But what
It's-
are you saying?
What I'm saying is that, you know, I just listened to your tote that thing, and it just made me realize that it's not you. It's not you. It's this organization.
It's a compliment sandwich.
Because
This is
no,
This
seriously.
is salad.
It's
Word
an
salad.
apology sandwich.
Because like
Well, first of all,
the thing that you're saying now, let's just try something. Let's just do something. Let's just throw things at the wall. Like, this is a bad evaluation of just talent and players.
okay.
Schematically, it's bad. And these are the things, like, this is the reason, like, the sole reason, the literal sole reason you have OTAs, you have mini camps, and you have training camps. These are the times where you're supposed to try things.
Right.
That's
These are the times that you're supposed to, let's give a guy a shot. Let's see what it looks like this. Let's see what it looks like that.
That's why they should have signed Dalvin Cook earlier. I said that
But
a
we
long time
get
ago.
into the season, and now you're,
No.
and it's not
signed
you saying
But
it.
don't misconstrue. Let me finish this. First of all, we were asked.
Are you going to let me
No,
finish?
no. But let me do one thing. We were
What
asked
if I
to. We had
finish?
an
I just
assignment
finished.
to come with some positivity.
No.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, yes, that's what I
Just had to tote something.
We had to
told
do something.
something. Told something positive, right?
Yes.
We had to come up with things.
Right.
This is we were grasping the straws, sir.
Right, but it
we're
may-
grasping the
that's
straws,
why
trying to
I'm-
come up.
that's why
She
I'm-
wants to start. She wants to give what's the name 2 plays.
Oh, don't deflect. Don't deflect.
I'm just saying we got to come up with something.
That's why I apologized.
Coming at me.
I
Why are you
apologize.
so mad about it?
I don't
because
know.
it's a backhand
It's not
apology.
a backhand
It was a
apology.
backhand
It
apology.
is
I'm saying
It
it's
was
not
a shot.
you.
It was a shot.
It's not you.
I had to come up with something.
It
What am I
is-
supposed to say? Continue the running game? What?
No.
Continue the passing
No.
game? What? Continue the interceptions?
It is-
What am I? I had to come up with something.
It is coaching malpractice that we are in week 8 in the 7th game of the
What's
season,
your topic today?
and we're still talking about let's just keep trying things.
Well, the coach is going back to the basics in the bye week. He's starting over.
That's what I'm saying.
The coach is starting over.
The coach decided that they needed to have more people together when they practice.
Right.
And whatever.
And that's
right?
why
He's gonna get
I'm
killed
not
no matter what he
blaming
says.
you guys.
Okay,
I'm
what's
saying
your
Well, if
pass
you're-
the ball.
If you're
Pass
so
the ball.
if you're so effing smart,
Pass the
hey
ball.
Jesse, tote
that thing.
if I was toting that thing, and what I would tote that thing is, I'm going to bring in the 20 to 20 offensive production that the Cowboys have had this season. They have been able to move the ball up and down the field. They've got a little bit of run, they've got a little bit of pass, and they have actually moved the ball in between the 20s a lot of games this season. And then when they get in the red zone, it's been an absolute abomination of what they've been able to do there. So for me, if I was going to bring something from the first half of the season into the second half of the season, I want to keep that good thing. Now, I do want to be better in the red zone. I do want to be better at scoring touchdowns. But the ability for them to deliver productivity from 20 to 20 is pretty good. It's something that they can actually hang their hat on and say, "Hey, guys, we don't have problems all the time moving the football." Now, he went and got his numbers, and so I'm waiting for his numbers to come up. And that's totally fine. But they have been able to have some productivity in between the 20s. I less Brendan Aubrey 60-yard field goals, less Brendan Aubrey 60-yard field goals, more touchdowns in the red zone. However you have to do that, maybe that means Mike McCarthy and company spending more time in the individual period. But I do like how the Cowboys work from 20 to 20.
You came up with a positive in a negative situation because they don't score touchdowns.
But he came up with a positive.
He came up with a positive, which is what we were trying to do.
Yeah, I didn't knock your. I literally apologized.
He apologized.
It was a backhand.
It
It wasn't. I didn't say what
It's
you
not
said.
you.
Was bad.
It's not you.
It's
the
not you.
organization.
It is the
With all
organization.
due respect, it's not you, Jesse.
It is. It's
organization.
It's organizational and it's coaching malpractice. Now accept my apology or else.
Or else.
That's what I'm talking about.
Or else.
Or else.
Oh my God.
Hit the like button or else. We got to drown out that one thumb down. The thumb down hurts us on YouTube. We need the algorithm to get right. We need all of your likes, please.
Okay.
So the one guy, we just probably got some hating going on. Super chats. Michael, which one would you rather get to have on this team right now and why? Pick one. The 2016 O-line or the 2016 Zeke? The O-line.
The O-line.
100 miles. Boy, sweet Doug Free.
Times over.
Come on, Doug Free.
Ron Leary.
Oh, he was
Ron
precious.
Leary. Look.
Ron Leary out there smoking
Man.
people.
2016 Derrick Henry.
I mean, 2016 Derrick Henry would be good.
Travis. Was it Travis there?
That was Travis.
Travis
Yeah.
was there.
That was
Man.
Lyle was backup, and Leary was the left guard. Tyron, Fred, Zach.
Life was
Doug.
sweet.
We had some more super
Spoiled.
chats.
Yeah, we got some more super chats. Thank you for all your money. I shouldn't have drawn attention to the fact that somebody hit the thumbs down button because now two more people.
Yeah.
It's not,
You
it's not
should-
entertaining. It's not fun.
You did that. You did
Bad
that. You did
for
that.
us. Carrie's in the super chat. Freak Jesus. I just wanted to give some money to everyone but Jeff. I don't like his opinion. So thank you, Carrie. And Daniel's in the super chat. I want Zeke to tote that thing for 25 carries this week. It's a fair opinion. Got to see what he's got left in those legs.
You haven't done yours.
Well, I didn't want to. I'm just hosting.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
no. You don't
Jeff
get
Cavanaugh.
No.
You got two.
Tote that thing.
The only positive I came up with, I mentioned yesterday, keep toting that you are winning more games than the way you play football says that you should. The Cowboys are bad, but they're 3-3.
Yeah.
If they are bad for the next 6 and they're at 6-6, that'd be fine. I mean, not for me personally because I'm a tank guy, but I mean, if you are we want to compete, the playoffs are the goal, we're trying to win the things. The fact that you are one of the, if you want to chart it up, you're one of the worst 8 teams on both sides of the ball, and you're 3-3, that's hashtag blessed.
Nice.
Keep overperforming.
Or
The way you play football says you should be 2-4 or
Right.
1-5, but you've won 3.
so it means you're living on borrowed time.
Win the tight ones.
Living on borrowed time.
Do you remember the point of the segment?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You son of a
I'm-
bitch.
That's
Oh
what
my
this is.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
This is why I'm
so
not
many
apologizing to you
curse
anymore.
words today.
That's why I'm not apologizing to you anymore. That's
What?
it. That's it. That's it.
It's not you. It's the organization.
That's
it's the
it.
organization. It
No,
ain't me.
it's
the
you.
organization.
No, it's you.
I'm just saying.
It's you. It's 100% you. No more apologies coming your way.
Oh.
That's it.
We're gonna be better than this.
No.
Mhm.
Tank that thing.
Take that thing.
25 for 52. Jerry needs to be an owner and sit in the box. Let someone else be GM, not that dumbass son of.
Oh my gosh.
You were so committed to that comment.
You're
God.
already there.
Oh man. Yeah, thanks for being here. Coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, let's talk about the thing that we forgot to get to, which is that, man, if you heard Jerry today, R.I.P. Mike McCarthy, because it is over for you. You just have to wait for the guillotine to drop. That is what we're going to do next. Also want to encourage you folks out there to become a diehard. AllDLLS.com is where you can sign up. And we are building the biggest and best community of DFW sports fans, and we want you to be part of it. So much so, we're giving you a special offer with our lowest rate ever. Become a diehard today for just $4 a month. Billed annually. That's right. $48 a year. Get you a free t-shirt, access to our exclusive written content, plenty of discounts, and access to our DLLS Discord lounge where we all hang out and talk sports and other things.
Like kayaking.
Kayaking. Today I popped in to co-sign with a diehard who was talking about the show Shrinking, which I think is wonderful. One of the finest shows in all the land.
I started watching it.
It's one of the finest shows in all the land. It's like Ted Lasso, but with therapy. It's instead of soccer.
Damn, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Badass.
Well said.
Yeah. So just $48 a year get you a t-shirt, access to our exclusive written content, plenty of discounts, the Discord lounge where we hang out and talk all sorts of things. It is a limited time offer, so you should act now. Go to alldlls.com and get up in there. Become a diehard. I've seen some of you guys on social get your diehard packages in.
Yeah, I got them cards.
They got the cards.
They got them cards.
Yeah,
They got
the
them
diehard
cards.
card looks nice.
Oh
It looks
my
nice.
God, I'm so tired of y'all.
What? I like the card.
It's a nice
We're
card.
such big kids.
Like I like t-shirts and I like discounts on merch and events and I like the access to the Discord server and the exclusive content on the website. All those things are cool, but I like that card.
Are you a t-shirt hoarder?
I'm a t-shirt donator. I
But that
pretty
means
much every few weeks
you
I
a
have to
hoarder
go
first?
donate. I just keep getting the ones from signing up for volleyball leagues.
Yeah.
And then when I realize that I have 17 of them again, I like throw 4 in a bag and then I walk to the closet and I'm like, what else do I never wear?
Yeah.
But I am kind of a hoarder because every time that I go through, I'm like, not that one or that one or that one or that one. And then I come back 3 weeks later and 3 weeks later and 3 weeks later and I haven't even thought of wearing all of it. So yeah, a little bit of a hoarder.
Y'all got
A little bit
just
of a hoarder.
random miscellaneous shirts.
If anybody would like my shirts, hit me up
I'm gonna come get some.
And he'll sell feet pics.
Why would you?
for cheap.
Wiki feet.
Wiki Feet. That's what I spent the bye week doing.
No,
Wiki Feet and Foot Finder.
no, you didn't.
They're both great websites. Okay, so did y'all hear Jerry Jones talking this morning?
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately,
Did y'all hear
yes.
when he said that we have bad scheme and bad play design?
And bad execution, but
Bad-
Are
bad
we-
but he said the bad play design.
Can you? Is the quote there so we can? Because I don't know. I don't want.
It was basically coming off the heels of what the Troy Aikman comment was about the receivers and how they run bad routes and how they do things. And Jerry pretty much said, he praised Troy, pretty much said, Troy's right. He said Troy's right without saying Troy's right.
Well, because he said Troy's credible and that he wouldn't just take whacks at the Cowboys.
Right. He's invested.
Yeah.
He's a Cowboy for life. So for reading in between the lines when it comes to Jerry and then the comments that he made after that,
Mm-hmm.
the writing is on the wall for one Michael from Pittsburgh.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
y'all.
I said this the other day. I would rather the owner, or doesn't matter who it is.
We're designing bad plays. We're designing bad concepts. He said there's some of that, but there's also some of execution, some of the
Mhm.
talent. And then at the end, I like our talent, but young talent has a few more mistakes.
I mean, he was basically saying that everything's going wrong offensively, but the first thing he said, and the loud part, pretty much was bad coaching, bad concepts. That's kind of
Bad concepts.
How do
is
you
tough, y'all?
bad
That's
concepts is
tough.
tough wording.
I
That's
don't like
tough.
it.
And you guys talked about it yesterday. That might have been honestly Mike McCarthy saying that's Jerry Jones himself. Like, frankly, we got some bad concepts right now. And then he just turned around and said it as well.
I mean, Jerry's a bad concept.
Oh my God, man!
You're like segues today and like zingers have just been
They
on point. I
have
just want to.
I forgot my Adderall too. Still locked in. What's up now? Let's knock out the super chats. As a longtime Dallas Cowboys fan, we're all just tired of this, right? The lack of postseason success has made any regular season success seem dull and pointless. Maybe what is happening is the Cowboys are challenging you as Cowboy fans because everybody was like, you're not happy with 12-5 and being in it and being in the mix. And it's like, that's it. I don't care about the regular season anymore. They're like, all right, watch us suck then. I bet you'll care.
Mm-hmm. You ever seen the movie Memento?
People care. No,
Yeah,
but
they start at the end and move backwards.
No.
What do you? Is that all you do is watch movies?
Yeah,
you bring up some
I'm-
of the most random movies.
I'm the same.
I've
Classic. It's a
never
cinematic
even
classic.
heard of that.
Yeah, but they start at the end and then they move backwards, right? And I've always kind of thought that this Cowboy season was like that. That
Benjamin
we
Button.
already know the answer, or Benjamin Button. We already know the answer to how this thing's going to go. Let's just build to it. And to his point, kind of feels like that.
I'm
Thank-
sorry.
Well,
I
you're
didn't
Bro.
mean to come at your. I didn't mean to come at your movies, bro.
I gotta be honest. Your sorries are like that board game sorry when you knock someone off and you're just like, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was more genuine.
You guys ever played Carbles? It's
No.
another game where you can send people home by moving your little marbles around.
That sounds fun.
So-
Shroyd said, "Thank you guys
What about
for all
Baccarat?
of your
Yes, he is.
great work."
But I will say,
Thank you, Shroyd.
oh, we're doing super chats.
Yeah, I was going to knock those out, but if you guys want to pretend
Thank
I'm
you,
not,
Shroyd.
just keep talking. That's
No,
fine too.
we're gonna-
Just whatever you want to do.
What about Baccarat?
Baccarat. I don't think I've ever played it, but I know that people pronounce it differently.
What about backgammon?
I've played backgammon. I don't know the rules, but somebody explained it to me once, and I beat them at it, and they did not like that.
Did they say sorry?
No.
I'm sorry.
I did
for
the
them.
same thing at Settlers of Catan.
I love Settlers of Catan.
People were trying to explain as we played, and they all took an L. And
Is
then
it
they
Catan or
stopped.
Catan?
Catan?
I think it's Catan.
Catan.
I'm sorry for saying that your sorries are like the game sorry.
I don't believe it.
Nico says Pop Pop never lets anyone finish speaking. Also, still here to donate more than Captain Thunder. Go Dak and the Cowboys. Back to the McCarthy thing. He's absolutely fired already.
Yes.
No.
They just don't have anybody to give the job to, so he's already fired, which is
No.
wild. So he's just going to have to exist here for 11 games, waiting to be fired. Maybe more than that. They could make the playoffs. But, I mean, barring something that is absolutely not going to happen, Mike McCarthy's already fired, and that's such a weird place to be. And I will say this. I feel bad for him. Kind
Why?
of. I feel bad for Mike McCarthy and for Dak because this was a setup all along. Like, this was intentionally the year of not spending money, not trying to put our best team out there,
So
just coasting towards whatever we're going to try next year, which is the actual plan. And so to have to sit there and take that and maybe be told in a certain game which running back should get the ball, even though the head coach thinks he shouldn't. It's a setup. And I do think that you can do better. So I will support them moving on, assuming that they hire someone who is better. I will support that. But I do feel bad for Mike because it's a setup.
So are you telling me that every time you have to pay players, well, when you waited to the last minute to play players, you pay the players, you're gonna have a down year because of how the finances roll? Because this is not the first time this has happened.
I would say it's not. The problem is that even that's not true. Although, to that point, in theory, if you did extend them sooner, you would have had more cap space in the offseason. But there's other things you could have done. You could have signed whoever you wanted, whenever you wanted. This is what they're choosing to do in terms of how they're playing with their cap. And hopefully it means that they will spend next offseason, but history tells us that they won't. And so that's all. I heard Jerry saying the bad play design and the bad scheme, and I was like, geez. Like, you just
Has
teed
he-
off on the head coach
Did
6
he ever
games
do
in.
that with Kellen?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
I don't remember ever hearing him be very critical
No.
of Kellen Moore's play call.
And the wild part is, and I promise you, I am as exhausted of saying bad
You're
things
tired
about Jerry
too.
as you are of hearing them. And some of you probably aren't tired. But
I'm
like,
tired.
what really threw me We're designing bad plays. We're designing bad concepts. Fine. That's, to at least some extent, probably fair. There's some of that. There's also some of execution. True. Some of the talent. True.
But I like our guys.
But then he had to circle back. I like our talent, but young talent has a few more mistakes associated with it than if you're dealing with a veteran player. So again, the one person he's giving a pass to
Is
himself.
Yeah. Literally in my head.
And he's lying. Your young talent,
Uh-oh.
with all due respect to every one of you, and I hope you have a great career, compared to most teams in the NFL, is ass. Like your premium picks of the last 2 years are the worst defensive tackle in the NFL, a tight end who for 25 teams would never step on the field, an offensive tackle who's a first rounder that you had to bench already, and a guy who got hurt that I think is a player. But like your young talent is bad. But because you're responsible for that part, you had to give yourself a caveat of, and maybe our talent, well, but the young talent, because I'm the GM, is really, really good. We're doing a great job. Your young talent is horrendous. It's what's stopping you from winning. Your roster has good players at the top of it. Some of them are hurt. You have a top-heavy roster with some really good NFL football players. You have no young talent. That's where you're void of talent. You're lying because that's the part you're responsible for, and it's gross.
I'm glad that you brought that up because we talked about last year's draft and how the lack of production you've gotten from that draft, even with that being in mind, like they saw last year, they saw the lack of production. To come into this season, put in a lot, I think it put a lot on this rookie class as well to perform. So I agree with you that the positions that you took these players at last year and the lack of production you've gotten from them has made you need those. Like those guys have to be role players most of the time before they're stars. Like they have to develop. So yeah, I just, you mentioned that and it's just like a light bulb went off my head. Like, heck yeah, that does matter. And that's why it is kind of weird right now too.
One thing to note on all this though.
You're upset?
You don't have young talent. Like it's just weird. It's just to make sure that his part of it you don't get responsibility for.
What you got, Joe?
Yeah, one thing to note on all this though is we kind of talked about it. Mike McCarthy's likely gone barring unforeseen circumstances.
Oh, God.
He's also likely going to coach the rest of the season barring unforeseen circumstances. One thing Jerry Jones talked about today, he said, I regret firing Wade Phillips midseason. And he had kind of alluded to the fact that he thought this way. And today he said that. That's not something he wants to do again, clearly. And so, we talk about memento and knowing how the season goes. Mike McCarthy's likely going to coach.
He doesn't want to do that again during the season because Jerry doesn't like to pay people to sit at the King buffet. Like,
Right.
if he fires Mike McCarthy today, Mike McCarthy spends the rest of this down at the Golden Corral, over at China Buffet.
Why you got to make it an eating thing? Why does it got to be?
He's going to watch volleyball.
What if he could be
He don't eat?
at the gym?
What gym?
He boxes.
He could be at the gym.
What gym?
The
He goes
boxing
to
one.
He boxes.
He boxes. He'll beat your ass.
Set it up. Set it up.
Was the day that Wade got fired fun?
No, it was so uncomfortable. It was so, because Wade, when he got fired, he found out when we found out.
Oh, he had a Dalvin Cook thing going on.
Yeah, man. As Jerry and Wade walked into the meeting is when he found out he was getting fired. And Jerry walked in front of the meeting. For those of you, I was a part of that football team that got Wade Phillips fired. And he basically went on this thing and it came to a point where he just said, when you have a season like the season that we're having, someone has to pay the cost for it. And today, that person
Is the general manager.
is the head coach, Wade Phillips.
I am
He will no
tired of
longer be
you.
your head coach.
This is a wild story.
And Wade,
So did he tell Wade while walking in before he told y'all at least?
I think at the same, like as he grabbed the door, was like, hey, you're going to be fired. All right, come on in.
Okay.
Because Wade stood there in such shock, and the conversation like he was trying to have to us as he was like his goodbyes, and then he just walked out the door. Then he just walked out. Like he didn't, like it wasn't like give him a hug. Like by the time we actually broke the team meeting, he was gone. And the even more cringier part, over to the left was Wes Phillips.
Tight
His
end?
son was an assistant tight end coach. And now he's sitting over there like this, and like you can see the knot in his throat and the tears welling up in his eyes because he just watched his dad have to take the blame for our
And now
insufficiencies.
Mike McCarthy is going to take the blame for Jerry Jones' ineptitude or unwillingness to try his best.
Yep.
That's what we're going to get.
That made me sad. That's a sad story.
What about something positive? Anyone got anything?
Sad.
Let's check the super chats.
Yeah.
This season has been harder than 2010 and 2020 from
Hey,
Nesto. Like
that's
it's just
positive
too much.
thing.
That's not positive. Guillotine. Is there somewhere us fans can boo Jerry publicly?
Yeah, one Frisco, what's that? 1 Star Way?
Cowboys Way?
One
Yeah, I
Cowboys
guess
Way.
one
out there on
Cowboys
that little
way.
turf field
Don't
outside.
come over
You
there.
might get
with
arrested,
that.
though.
Where the Saints fans did their whole flag thing? Yeah,
Please
that's-
don't come over there. with
Michael, Jerry's not going to get creative with the cap. He was part of instituting the cap, so he'd have an excuse not to use his team's excess resources to build his team. That is facts. I think a lot of people pretend, or in their mind, the Cowboys were the biggest spenders in the league when Jerry came up with the idea of a salary cap. That is totally wrong. They were not the biggest spenders. They were not in the top 10. They were not in the top 15.
They still haven't been.
Jerry was protecting his money the whole time.
that. So interesting. Outside looking in 3 years ago, I knew I would have, if you would have asked me, I would have thought that they were spending money and stuff. I would never know that this was the inner workings of this team as a fan.
The important part to remember is that we're on this earth for a short time or a long time relative to the lifespans of a lot of other creatures. But
Like those roaches that died today in the building.
yeah.
Bro,
Like the roaches.
Oh my
I don't
God.
want to talk about them.
And it's too short to be mad all the time. So spread some love today. You know? Practice your gratitudes. Break out the journal. Go for a walk. Cowboys are going to beat the Niners by 100.
Say sorry to someone.
Say sorry to someone in a weird apology that's kind of an attack. And remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. So be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.